overall, I guess, what are your thoughts as you guys have gotten back here from Puerto Rico?
We got a lot of work to do. We got to get better defensively. We're not rebounding the ball, not near the way we need to rebound the ball. And we haven't run offense. But I guess the positive is we had a chance to beat two pretty good teams and really didn't play very well.
You talk about the rebounding. I've heard you say before that you guys are rebounding the ball well in practice. What's happening in games?
We're not blocking anybody out. Defensively, we're not blocking anybody out, and offensively, we're just kind of standing and watching, which is a hard way to get a rebound.
Do you feel like that's an issue of guys not recognizing where they're supposed to be at the moment, or what is it?
I think it's a byproduct of not having many guys that have played a lot of minutes on the front line. You know, we've got veteran guys in the backcourt, but we don't have veteran guys on the front line.
VMI's got two guys that are over 20 points per game, 6'4" and 6'5". I assume they're wing type players. Can you talk about the type of players they are and the challenges they present?
Well, they're going to present challenges because they play so fast. And they really run up and down the floor, and they shoot just an ungodly amount of threes. And it's, you know, they're small. They're small, and they've all got ball skills. So, although they do start a 7-footer, but they bring in primarily smaller guys. So we'll have to do a good job running the defense.
And getting back.
We got to get back. But that's a given. We got to get back all the time. I mean, probably a greater need to do it now, but certainly we got to get back all the time.
Is there anything you try to match their small lineup in? Do you try to go speed against speed, or do you play when you play?
We can throw it in and score. We should be all right. You know, I think they do a great job running off the makes as well. But it's good for us. You know, I mean, it's we've got to get back. We didn't get back very well at times in Puerto Rico, and I think this will. It'll hit them hard about how important it is to get back.
Is there anything you learned about Dennis in this tournament that you didn't know before?
No, not really.
What Casey did for you down there, is that what you kind of hoped maybe he was going to be able to do for you last year?
Yeah, I mean, Casey's very capable of making shots, and we're hoping he could do it last year. He just didn't understand how to play, and with the guys that we had, it was hard because he was constantly almost in their way, you know. And then defensively, he wasn't very good. And he's improved dramatically, I think, in both areas.
Did he have a hard time adjusting to you think? Because he said that he thought he had some problems with him around the year.
I mean, you know, we hold him accountable, you know, and I think a lot of times guys that have his abilities sometimes aren't held as accountable, you know. Yeah, so I think he probably went through that more than others. It's personalities, I think, you know. You know, Devin came in, and Devin was very highly rated, but Devin played 2 years for Jerry Quinn, and Jerry holds people accountable. And I think it's a matter of accountability.
He said he feels like you trust him more this year, that maybe last year he makes a mistake or two and you're quicker to pull him out than maybe you are right now. Why is that? And is that accurate?
Well, you know, I'm a firm believer that you got to do things right off the floor, too. You know, you got to be accountable off the floor. You can't be late to class. You can't miss class. You can't do those kind of things. And I think our guys know, and you can almost tell, you know, when they're not really into practice, they know the shoe's going to fall at some point in time. You know, you're always looking over your shoulder. So I think Casey's learned to be more accountable, I think, in all areas of his life, which is, I think, a positive thing.
Is the next step for him understanding the teams are going to try to take him away now and using his teammates maybe a little bit more?
I think he's got to do a better job using screens.
Yeah.
You know, if he uses screens, they're going to have a hard time taking things away from him. And all they can really do is try to switch everything. And if they do that, then we're going to end up with mismatches. We just haven't run offense. I mean, we've kind of depended on Casey to make shots. We haven't run offense. Our offensive efficiency is not very good.
Coach, can I ask you about VMI? They're a team that's going to come down and probably not use a whole lot of the shot clock. And I'm just kind of wondering the differences in guarding a team that wants to get up and down as opposed to a team that's going to, like a Georgetown, forces you to defend 20, 30 seconds.
Well, I think you got to do a better job in transition. I mean, when we get back and in our set defense, they're going to have to run some clock. We're not going to, or I think take contested shots. The whole key is going to be able to get back in transition and find people in transition and not end up mismatched too much.
Is there any similarities to what VMI does? The one thing I can think of is like what Loyola Marymount used to do years ago. Is there any similarities in those games?
Yeah, I think so. I think they try to outscore you. I think that's what Paul did. I think Paul got let go by the Lakers because they didn't think he played fast enough. He had magic in that, and the Showtime era. And I think he set out to prove that he could coach that way, and was very successful coaching that way. But honestly, it's a whole lot easier to coach anyway when you've got Hank Gathers and Bo Campbell.
Right.
I mean, that makes your job a little easier.
How about the terms? If you guys play 3 games in 4 days, it's kind of nice to kind of have the chance now to go over what you guys kind of learned from that experience and prepare for BMI with some extra time.
We just got to get tougher. Our mental toughness is not near where it needs to be, and I think a lot of that is, again, we're just playing guys that haven't played a lot of minutes on the front line. And the majority of our breakdowns came from the people on the front line. So we've got to do a better job, and those guys, we have to depend on those guys to rebound the ball for us. And they haven't done a very good job rebounding the ball, and I think they would readily admit that.